Hello, I'm Robert Ewell, and this is my second presentation on Genesis 1:26, where God assigns us to be good stewards of His world. In the first one, I talked about my background as a professional in managing a sustainability program for a major company, and the paradigm that I shared there was that cost is environmental impact. Today, I'm going to be talking about how quality is cheaper and how that also guided and directed the sustainability program that I ran so successfully. So let's do a little case study here about cost as environmental impact to bring to life some of the details of what I talked about last time. So we're going to talk about an actual solar case study that I did. We were building a factory, and during that time frame, I was asked to present to the board of directors the environmental program, especially the sustainability program that the company was doing. The company was under growing pressure by investors and customers to report on our environment, safety, and governance. ESG reporting is what it was called. And I was part of the team that prepared those reports for the company. During that presentation, as I talked about what we had done to score so high in the world of environment and sustainability, one of the members asked, "Why did we never do a solar project?" And I responded, "Well, I've looked at many solar projects. I've looked at it for the factory I'm currently building. And the problem I kept running into is that solar energy is very expensive, and I couldn't justify the environmental impact of spending so much money on solar energy compared to other sources of energy. At the time I did that, the solar power was about 12 cents a kilowatt hour for a large commercial system like we would be installing. The market price was only 3 cents a kilowatt hour. Market price for the energy, this is not what you pay, but it's the commodity price, is pretty much driven by the price of natural gas. And in the United States, where this factory was going, natural gas is very inexpensive, and hence the commodity price for electricity is very low. I got pressed multiple times. Yes, but it's green, it's sustainable. And I basically only had one answer. Yes, but it uses lots of resources to build a solar system. They actually don't have very good payback. Most of them were built in China. The Chinese energy has 3 times the carbon content. It takes about 3 years for a solar panel to make about as much electricity as it took to build it. Then you add the fact that it's 3 times dirtier electricity in um, China. We're looking at about 10-year payback, and it doesn't even have a payback. 7 years is like the magic number for payback. It was a bad, bad choice to use solar power. Continue to pressure me. And I finally said, well, maybe we've picked the wrong person to run the sustainability program for our company. But I've been using this metric that cost is environmental impact. The chairman of the board interrupted at this point and said, no, Robert, we've picked the right person. Because what I was doing matched the company values, which we hated waste. And I'll talk a little bit about that in the next couple slides. By the way, for comparison, today's solar is down to about 7 cents a kilowatt hour. And again, this is true cost. This is not what you pay for it because about 40% of the cost of a solar system, at least in the United States, it varies around the world, is covered by rebates. But if you back that out and look at the actual cost, which of course, when I'm looking at environmental impact, if you remember from last week, that was what I'm trying to minimize. It's about 7 cents a kilowatt hour now. It's still the market price for electricity is about 3 cents. Um, but even that 7 cents is a little fictitious. That's not what you could do for residential. This is a big commercial one. And it's being driven by something which is imbalanced in the system. Right now, we have a tremendous overcapacity in China for manufacturing solar systems. And so they're being sold from China below cost. They're actually losing money on every solar panel they ship to the United States. Um, And so I didn't factor that in, but not taking that into account, it's about 7 cents a kilowatt hour right now for a solar system. So what's today's paradigm we're going to be looking at? Today's paradigm is that higher quality is cheaper. No, I did not misspeak. Normally, when we think of quality, we think about what I call feature quality. My car has a sunroof. It has a really cool radio. It goes really fast. It has great gas mileage. These are all features. I've got the leather seats. All of these features increase the cost of the car. And so we normally associate higher quality as more expensive. You got to pay for what you get. But in manufacturing, it's the process that is important. The higher the quality of my manufacturing process, the lower the cost of the product. For example, this is the difference between handcrafted and high volume manufacturing. Handcrafted product quality is actually relatively low. The seams aren't as straight, the edges aren't as clean, the materials aren't as strong, it's not as well designed as compared to something which is made high volume, because that high volume part is made in a factory that has got a lot of process quality. And so they can make that product very inexpensive to very high standards of quality. This is the key to understanding how to take and get to a world-class sustainability program. The next slide shows you the two competing paradigms. The first paradigm is what is called the pick two. As a matter of fact, it is today viewed as so real and you can't escape it. They call it the pick two iron triangle. You're trapped in this thing. You have three things you can pick from. You can pick how fast it gets done, how much it costs, and what's the quality of what's being produced. And you can only get two of those, and you got to pay with the third. So if you want it done quickly and you want it low cost, it's going to be low quality. If you need high quality and you need it right away, you're going to pay a lot for that. This is the paradigm, and this dominates most companies and processes today in the world. People think pick two. It's the simple, easy way of viewing the world. You got to pay for what you get. High performance companies, on the other hand, live in a world where process quality is cheaper. And this is what the graph on the right shows. So I have three levels of feature quality: high feature quality, medium feature quality, low feature quality. And as you would expect, if you look at the vertical line crossing there, the higher the quality on the features that I want, I'm going to pay more for those. Okay, we get that. However, there's something else going on in this graph. It's the process quality. As you move to the right, that vertical line, what is happening to the cost for that feature quality? It's going down. This is the key to understanding how you can get pick three. I can do cheaper, better, and faster. I do that not by cutting on feature quality. I do that by learning how to reduce the cost to make something. This is what high performance companies do. This is how you have the competitive edge in the market. This is the benefit of automation, of training, and be frankly, the most important thing is intelligence, letting people's intelligence be set free to eliminate the waste and inefficiencies in the manufacturing process and encourage that innovation that comes up with clever, better ways to make a product or to make a different type of product that is way better than what we were doing before. So I hope you've enjoyed this second talk and have a feeling for what it means to really be a good steward. There are different approaches that when we focus on being a good steward, trying to serve the environment and make decisions, we can make significant improvements, reduce the use of resources, and protect the environment and help endangered species recover. And by the way, if you're curious, the man in the picture behind me, that is Dr. John Pickering. He was my mentor who taught me how to take companies high performance and about what process quality can do for a company. And so, in honor of my mentor, I thought I'd post his picture back there.